again, guys, to another episode on Truth and Takespodcast. I'm your host, Nice,
I'm Favor.
the co-host. Anyways, we have some. I think today is going to be a really deep session, right? Well, before we enter the deep session, I would like to start on a lighter note. So let's start with a very soft story that might make us laugh before we get into the really tough conversations, because I really want to hear my co-host view on this topic today. So let's begin. Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to fart in the bathroom?
Why are you asking her? This to ask somebody.
Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to fart in the bedroom? Am I the asshole, male 24? I just feel that my girlfriend, female 22, is actively trying to make the room smell. I just find it really uncomfortable, and it smells bad constantly. All I'm asking is for her to go to the bathroom or something if she has to fart. Am I the asshole? I personally hold it in and do it in the bedroom, so I just think that others should be able to, I guess. She makes me feel as if I'm being a jerk for asking her. I understand it's a bodily function, but it's shitting, isn't shitting and sneezing as well. I mean, there's a way to cover up, whether it's the bathroom or using your arm to cover it out of respect for others, right?
Yeah,
How
actually.
you fart into your hand? You use your hand to cover it. Will it stop the smell? For me,
No,
I would.
that part though, I'm sure is a typo error. I didn't know what he was saying at that point. But
Mess no get toilet.
you don't have to fart like but if
Like I
it's
could be
yours.
really pressed, and if I keep
Mm-hmm.
holding in, my tummy will
Yeah,
start
that's
hurting,
true.
and then it turns into
No,
another problem
that's in
again.
different cases. Imagine just being like we are now, and every 5 minutes I'm fast and it's so foul. The
But
smell
let's say
is
it's not
bad.
every 5 minutes, but at least I should not be getting up to run. If
Mm-hmm.
let's say in a situation where I'm fasting every 5 minutes, will I be getting
Mm-hmm.
up to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes?
Actually.
Come on
But
now,
the person
you
sitting
try
next to
and
you
close
will
your
have to
nose too
close his
now,
nose every
or
five
you stand up
minutes.
and just sit down outside, please. I cannot be getting up and running to the bathroom. Let's not get
I
toilet.
get that's true, but then there's a way you can just make it better. Let's say okay, every 5 minutes, right? You can go to the bathroom and say, okay, let me give myself 5 minutes to fart twice. So by the time I'm coming out, I'm going to at least give him a little bit space to breathe. Now imagine if it was reversed. Just imagine yourself as the other person, just being with someone
And
who is
I'm
farting
like,
and it's smelling so bad. It
it's
can be annoying.
I don't think there's anything. I don't. What is there a fix to this problem? It's
There's
not
no
a fix.
fix
There's no
actually. The
fix
both
at
of you
all.
just need to have to compromise. She needs to maybe do a little bit of the fat management, and then you two just have to. I can't believe I just said fat
Professor
management.
of the Fat Academy.
I don't know. Just be a little bit more.
Yes, be more, and the woman, please be fat conscious. I don't think I can do that. I found it really exhausting, me doing it
I
personally. It's really
understand,
exhausting,
but
and that's
just think
why
about the rivers. Imagine it smelling so bad.
that's why I have good people around me. They don't do it to me the way I do it to
Don't.
them. But because sometimes you can't handle it,
Yeah,
and I
it
cannot
just
be getting
comes
up. It's
out
like I'm going to spend the entire day in the
in the
bedroom.
bedroom actually.
Mm,
Or maybe just have the fan on. Take the fan close to her. I've
exactly.
seen this thing on YouTube. It's like a silicone pipe connected to her pot, and then take it through the window like DSTV wire.
Mm, weird.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now into our deep conversation. Um, let's prepare. Okay. I, 35 male, deeply regret manipulating my wife, 34 female, into having children. I, 35 male, deeply regret manipulating my wife into having children. I know it sounds bad, and I know we're not supposed to talk like this, but the biggest regret I have is having children. Our lives are ruined because of me, and I don't know where to go from here. My wife and I have been together 12 years, married 6. We have 2 kids, age 2. We had agreed to be child free very early on, but as we were getting closer to 30, I just became obsessed with the idea of having children. We were engaged, and I told her that I would not marry her unless we had at least one child. We broke up for a bit, but we found our way back to each other, and she agreed to one. She agreed under certain conditions. The main one being she didn't want to stay home with the child. for any more time than it took her to heal. She had an amazing job that she absolutely loved, worked very hard to get, and was extremely well paid. I had a job that I also loved but was not well paid. I'm in a field where there's a huge income disparity depending on what you do. I got to do what I loved because her job more than compensated financially. We had an amazing life and an amazing relationship. We traveled a lot in our country and internationally. We are both outdoorsy and active people and would take camping, hiking, rock climbing vacations regularly. We had tons of sex, tons of free income, a lot of financial security, and I fucked it all up. My wife ended up pregnant with twins. They fucked up the epidural, they fucked up the C-section, and she had an extremely traumatic birth experience. Now, almost 2 years down the line, she struggles with chronic pain and extreme postpartum depression. She can't work at all, not her job, not any other job. She can barely walk more than half an hour at a time without pain, and her mental state means she absolutely shouldn't be responsible for patients. She went from a high powered position to laying in bed and crying all day. I honestly don't think there's been a day since the birth that she hasn't cried. We haven't been intimate in more than 2 years. My mom moved in with us to help raise the kids, and she's old school and doesn't believe in mental health. She's not the nicest to my wife, and they are all alone all day. There is no one else we can ask, and we can't afford other help. She's in therapy, she's on medication, we've seen all doctors we can see. I went from a low stress job I loved to a high paying one I hate. I work 12 hours plus days and even weekends sometimes, and we are still struggling. I miss my old life so much. I miss my work, my friends, and above all, I so desperately miss my wife. Our children are being raised by my mom primarily. I spend as much time as I can with them, but I barely know them. I don't know what I was looking for when I wanted kids, but it certainly wasn't this. I don't blame them for anything, but I have a hard time bonding with them. My wife spends most of her time in our room and interacts with them when I'm there or during therapy. I don't think we are doing a good job with them. They are well cared for by my mom, well fed, happy and safe, but I don't think we are as involved as parents should be. I'm struggling on seeing a way out. Therapy is helping, but the progress is so slow. I don't really know what more to do right now. I feel so much hatred for myself. We had such a good life. It all went down the drain in the end. My wife is ruined physically and mentally for something she didn't even want in the first place. I'm not sure what advice I'm asking for. I'm not sure what else there is to do. But if anyone has anything to offer, even nice words, it would be appreciated. All our friends distance themselves, and we literally have no one but each other.
Hmm. This is so much and it is really heavy. I guess that's why you said we need to take our time to soak it all up
Mm.
because it's a lot. First of all, it's a lot. And this is me saying you are carrying so much. So, whatever kind of burden, or no matter how heavy it is on you, it's not because you're weak or unable to sort out this issue, but it's just that it is a lot and you're trying. So, like they will always say, um, nothing can really bring you joy. Now, we know we always say things, if I have this, I will be rich. If your joy and your happiness is tied to something that can be moved, that means your joy and happiness is on probability. Now, he imagined that having children might make him happy
Mm-hmm.
because he had everything else, but there was
Exactly.
something that was missing in his life
Okay.
that maybe just taking in time to think and process what he really wants.
Mm.
Because you can see something and admire it, meanwhile, that's not what you actually want. There's just a boundary, or what's it called? There's just a vacuum in your heart that is yearning for something to
Yeah.
fill it. So you see something and think, okay, this is what is going to fill that
Mm-hmm.
vacuum, but it's not it. It is just maybe masquerading under something else. So maybe what he really need was something else. Maybe I don't know. He just needed to find himself, but he yet still feeling like he wanted kids.
I feel like this is struggle women go through that they don't really
Mm-hmm.
speak about. There are women that actually do not want kids, and
Mm-hmm.
then because they love someone so much, they would have to compromise and
Mm-hmm.
use their body as a baby making machine just to make the
Mm-hmm.
man happy. So, for instance, why I said this is a really deep conversation that I really want us to get into is for the fact that I think I've always not wanted kids,
Mm,
right? So I've been saying it. I don't want kids. I do not have the mental strength to take care of anybody else. I'm
mm-hmm,
fine being an auntie as long as I don't have responsibility past 6 hours with the child.
mm-hmm,
But then, knowing the country I'm in, every man wants to
mm-hmm.
continue leading it and all that.
Yeah.
I then have to compromise, knowing that okay, the only way I can get a man that actually don't want kids so would be out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not able to have access to men outside the country, I would have to settle for a man that's in. And then I would have to say, okay, give
Just have
one
one.
child. And then I'm a twin. And then this
Mm-hmm.
story, when I read it, it just connected so well to me because I'm a
Mm,
twin. So if I'm saying, okay, we're going to have just one, and then I
mm-hmm.
give birth to twins because I'm a twin.
You're a twin. You're like,
And then
how?
the fear of how
Mm-hmm.
traumatic childbirth is,
Could
how bad the
be.
healthcare system is, and then
Mm-hmm.
they, they fucked up everything about her
Mm-hmm.
childbirth. And imagine your system in Nigeria where healthcare is
Mm-hmm.
terrible and everything, and they fuck
Actually,
up
how
your
would
own
you
system
how
too.
would you cope?
I'm just like,
The fact that we have a lot of facilities that cannot be accessed
mhm,
without with wheelchairs and all of that. Meaning, if you don't have legs, there are a lot of places you cannot go to in Nigeria.
at all.
I mean,
So
shit.
I think that's just the scary part about it, seeing yourself in
Yeah,
this situation. And there are women that they actually are not supposed to be mothers, but they are still mothers. Like,
yeah.
you
Actually.
are not supposed to give birth. You're not
Mm-hmm.
supposed to reproduce on this planet Earth, but you still
Mm-hmm.
do it. Like, why? You have a great life, and you're saying, oh, what is
Mm-hmm.
missing is probably having children to call you mom, to call you
Yeah.
dad.
I think is
No.
a conditioning, and we really need to understand that not religion, at least for the religion that I practice, not religion, not anything makes or should make
Hmm.
childbearing compulsory for everybody. It's not. You can personally say I don't
And
want
you
to
don't
have
want
children,
it.
and it's fine
Immediately you just get
because
married, you
really
just see people giving birth, giving birth.
it's not I want to have children. I really want to have children because I love kids and I
Hmm.
work with kids. But when I see someone who says she doesn't want to have children, I understand
It
because
is
men, I
fine.
know it is a
Exactly.
lot to take care of
It is
kids.
fine to not
And
want
it's
kids.
completely okay. I know someone who likes the idea of having a kid, but she'll say things like, you're my friend. I will just dump my kids with you for 2 days and just go and rest. And she'll say things like, I really wish their holidays were shorter because I don't really care. Well, my life is more important. My husband's life is more important. We'll not let any child come between us.
Between.
Even though those things are fine and are
Hmm.
correct, but there can be an extreme if parents are not careful. At the verge of wanting to preserve your own love, you are neglecting your children when you can actually strike a balance.
Hmm.
Be there for your children and still engage in your a healthy life and love
But
life
then
with your
we all
partner.
know that the children problems tend to enter marriages when they
When
have
children,
children,
I
when
still
children
believe
come.
strongly that it's based on planning.
There's no way you will plan. A child can come and just mess up your entire life. I'm
That's
saying it
very
like a bad thing
true.
to have a child, but that's the truth. A child can
No,
come
it's
and
true,
mess up your
but it's not
entire
the
life.
it's not the ultimate
Can be
truth.
sick. They can be sick.
Actually,
And
but you
then
know
you
your
have to
partner too can be sick and become vegetable
throw him
one year
away
after
now.
marriage.
Throw him away now. No, you can throw him away, but the child, you cannot throw the
No,
child
but
away.
you actually
Because the child is
can.
different. I'm not saying throw away your partner. No, I'm not
Yeah.
throwing away my partner. But let the vegetable stage come
Mm-hmm.
before the
No,
marriage.
but that thing about children always bringing trouble and all, I think we should strike a balance. There's a high tendency that children are going to cause issues in your home,
Hmm.
but there are actually very proven parenting styles that would ensure that there is still love in the home and all, and your children are still well
But then
raised.
we are not grown. Once you start parenting, you start from the first child. You make your
Mm-hmm.
mistake with the first child, and say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's go with number two. Let's see. We've learned from number one. Let's
But
make
that's
let's
that's
see.
just life. There is
Eh,
nothing else we want to do in life that will not make mistake at first.
so that's like parenting. You're
Mm-hmm.
messing someone up. You've given
The
birth to someone.
process
You're
of
messing them up now, mentally or physically
mm-hmm.
now, because it's trial and error. So you're
But
moving
that's why I
on to the
always used to
second one.
advise people, right? Parenting, if you want to be a parent, if you know that in this life I want to be a mother or a
Mm-hmm.
father, don't start planning when you have your children. There's this saying, don't react to parenthood, plan for parenthood. Before you have that child, there are a lot of there's information everywhere these days.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn, prepare, plan. Yes, life throws bad apples at you, that's fine. But there's a level of preparedness that you can be in that will really shield you from a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Parenting is a huge work, but parenting can still be done happily. I'm saying this because I've seen families who actually experience very good parenting styles and they are still fine.
So what about in a situation now? I think this is another topic that needs to be discuss. In a situation whereby you went for an ultrasound, you're pregnant, you went for an ultrasound, and you see that your child is maybe deformed or is going to come out with a big issues when you give birth, what would you say the right option is? Would
Now
you
I would
still give
say
birth to that child?
I don't have a place to talk for anyone, because I would make if I'm the one, I'll make this decision on two levels. First would be my religion, right? My values and what I hold dear. And second would be what science has showed. If my medical doctor has advised that okay, this child is not just something bad for himself, but also affects your health, and it's not something you should try or offer to invest in, I most likely will abort the child. So I will consult two things, like I said, my faith and the values I hold dear, and then what the doctors have to say. Is it healthy for me? Is it even healthy for that child? Like, would this child how to be a vegetable for the rest of their life? And then I'll make my decision from there. Now, let's say someone now does not want to make the decision because they are not religious and you want to make it plainly. Just consult your doctor. Ask your doctor what is healthy for me and what is truly, like, logically healthy for this child. Would I bring this child into this world and this child will be useless
Suffering.
or will suffer? Then please please
like
also consult your partner. You people should
that's
decide
not a
together.
decision someone should make.
But
You've
it's
gone,
scary.
you've seen it, and you see that this child, you are bringing a child into this world to suffer. And did you enjoy anything in this life that you're even bringing a child to life?
Actually,
To life, and then you are bringing a child has so many complications to even suffer the more. The right and sensible thing, no matter what you believe, even is to try and help that child by helping
the child to go.
Yes, let the child go.
There can be a balance to that,
come.
actually. Yeah.
But you have to think about it. Are you willing to sacrifice the rest of your life taking care of a child depending on their particular situation? Or are you willing to bring a child
Bank
into
on
this world
that
that will
1%
suffer?
chance? But you know why I would say this should not be a conclusive conversation, because I work with children. I've seen how nature connects a mother and her child. It's easy to say, but believe me, recently I told you my brother's wife gave birth, seeing her expression and how it felt like a switch was popped.
No, before they come out.
Okay,
fully.
before they come. No, even
Before
that's the thing. No, as a parent, it begins the moment you know you're pregnant. There's this, maybe you don't have it, but some people
don't
actually
connect. Don't judge with your
don't
heart.
connect
Judge with
with
your
your
head.
brain.
Think
Yeah,
about,
that's
yes,
true.
sometimes,
But not everybody. You see the same thing as matters of love. You see the red flag, but you still going because you are trying to use your
one
feelings.
not red flag. This one is full blown flag.
It's red canopy.
They painted the flag.
But then back to the story of the man. This is a lot, and I understand that you don't know what to even ask for, because it feels like everything we have said now, your therapist most likely would have had these conversations with you, right? But I'll just say two things. You guys can actually get over this. It's possible.
Do you think this woman can actually? She is in chronic pain. Cannot work for half an hour, more than half an hour.
What is it to life if there is no hope? Should she commit suicide?
But what would she actually do now? Because she'll constantly be taking drugs, constantly be in pain,
Yeah, but the
constantly
best
be
thing is just to
depressed.
still hold on to hope that it will get better.
And now it's not like the man's mother is now at home, and she does not believe in mental health, and now she's dragging the woman down the more. So what do you expect that mental state? You are currently depressed and you have my man's mother.
I like the fact that
still
they are
dragging
going
me
to
down.
therapy. It means there is hope. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't, except you want to commit suicide or tell your doctors, cut the plug, let me stop breathing. As long as you're not ready to make that decision, your decision should just remain on trying to find solutions and just believing that it could get better. But there's really nothing you can do.
But now they're focused on, he's like working 12 hours a day. So he's invested fully in work. She's trying to get better and all that.
Yeah.
So it's like the children in all this now are being neglected.
They're still having to suffer for it.
Yeah, they're still suffering
having to be raised by their grandmother.
One man's decision is affecting.
But then I think it would be good if we actually heard from the woman's part, because I don't think, maybe for me, I don't think any man can convince me whatsoever to have a child if I don't want to.
Depends on if you love him.
And it doesn't. That's it. You just spoke about not using your heart but your brain, right?
That's different.
No, it's not.
No one is going to suffer. If the man promises you are going to get the best healthcare, the best nanny.
But you know,
the best
you're actually
everything.
bringing in a child, like you're putting your life on the line. Someone said that the experience during childbirth is like a thin line between life and death.
That's why we need surrogates. We need surrogates.
I don't even
Come on,
I
please,
don't even
women.
I don't even want surrogates, because surrogacy is you saying I don't want to put myself in this position, but I want to put another human in this
No,
position.
it's saying I don't want to put myself in this position. Let me see if another woman is willing to put herself in this position for this amount of money.
But do you actually, okay, for the money?
Yes,
but do you know that truly no woman will actually want to go through that process?
Wait, but
for
actually,
anything?
I think there
Just
was
for
an
money.
offer that I was told about. The amount was 15 million naira. Just to carry, and they take care of the hospital, they take care of your feeding and all that. But and at the end of the day, they still pay you 15 million naira. And I started when I was considering this thing. I was like,
The same person that said she doesn't want to have kids. You see that? Somebody said, I saw a video on Twitter, I think, and someone was like, everybody has a price. And then the lady said, no, she doesn't have a price. And then they told her, okay, bite that stick. And then she was like, I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat animals. And he said, no, buy. I said, okay, $10 million. And she said, no, it's too, she won't hurt another animal or promote the death of an animal because of 10 million naira. And the man kept increasing the money until she got to a point where she just looked at the meter and put this amount. Everybody has a price. Everybody has that point to which they can sacrifice that very thing they hold very dear. It's just money that they need. There's nothing to think about. If I tell you $15 billion, if I tell you $50 billion, you think about it. You see,
I can do
that will even buy your life.
I can do implants.
You can do
shape whatever shape needs to be shaped.
Right?
I
So,
don't have to deal with the child
but please, this is to this man. Just cheer up. Life is hard right now, and it feels like you are drowning in regrets and in pain. But please, there is still hope in therapy. You can actually still get better, because that's all you can do. I'm not advising you to commit suicide, but that's the only option outside of you trying to hold on to hope.
I think
It's painful, because I can imagine the kind of pain and regrets your wife is going through. Her life has completely ended, even though she's still breathing. Her life is ended. It's really painful. And you already know your mistakes, actually. I know right now you already know that it wasn't children you wanted, or just a vacuum in your heart, and your mind was looking for something else to fill it. And you just woke up and said, okay, it's children. Do you know what children is?
Or maybe your mother wanted grandchildren.
Actually.
So,
and it's something
you have to give
the
up.
environment kind of used to condition us into. We just,
I want to carry my grandkids if I leave this.
I want to be a father. Do you know what being a father is? It's a lot. Please do not venture into child parenting if you're not ready or fully aware of what it will demand of you and the mother of the child. It's not some fancy luxury car that you can sell or put under insurance. It is someone's life, like a whole generation in your hands that you're messing up with.
And somebody's daughter that is giving you.
Actually, I'm just thinking about the woman. She's almost like a vegetable right now, and she's just. But the thing is, life actually can just be so sad. They could actually stay and not have children, and then she's just coming out of the house one day, and then a trailer would just jam
But
her.
that's her choice.
No, she didn't make the choice
She
to be cheated
compromised
by.
for the man because she
Yeah,
loved him.
actually.
And yet-
But then I don't think right now it would be the man that she's blaming. She'll just blame her compromise, because the man did not force her now.
No, like, blame the love that you have for the man.
Okay, that's the thing. Blame yourself for loving the man that much.
She can't
But
love.
please
You
don't
can't
make
go
such
for
decision
that
because
and
you
get
love.
twins.
Exactly.
That's
You know, be
the
so bad.
first one who are going for just one.
You're even happy. She'd be grateful that it's twins. What about if it was triplets? But honestly, please, there are people looking for children. Just go and donate. Don't try to put on more burdens than you can carry and indirectly spoiling somebody's life.
Yeah, there was a
Please.
comment that says they should actually put the children up for adoption.
Really,
Now that
put
they are
them
so young,
actually put them up for
rather than
adoption.
leave it and neglecting them.
And you can, I think that there's a way you can do it to make sure you still have maybe access to the child.
Open adoption.
Exactly, and all of that. So the children are aware that, okay, I have a parent somewhere, but this is what they experienced, and I needed to grow up. Maybe they'll later find out when they are older. It's scary. Children are a lot, and please don't avoid.
And women take that risk. Jesus Christ.
It's a lot. Actually, it's a lot.
But if you see me later
But
on
think,
with children,
but think of the, but then think about the good part. Actually, think about the possibility of still enjoying motherhood and parenting. It's a
But when you
beautiful
know you'll be
thing.
a terrible mother, there's no point.
Well, actually, but do you know that anyone who is a terrible mother is most likely a not terrible person, but most likely someone who might have issues with maintaining close friendships. If you have issues sacrificing and showing up, you most likely will have issues. So I no, I think we should look at it from the other way. If you have issues sacrificing and showing up even when it's difficult for people, just know that you have issues with
It
parenting. So
might
don't
be due.
bother.
It might be due to trauma as well. Childhood
Exactly.
trauma. So you
Ensure
see
you
how
heal.
your parents were, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't know, you don't have that space, that love to give
Actually, to
someone
give
else,
someone
and to nurture
else.
someone from when they are young. You have that
Mm-hmm.
patience and
But
all.
it's good to heal though, because life throws a lot of things at you. Keep children aside. There are things that could happen between you and your partner that if you don't build certain amount of discipline, or if you don't get to a point of healing, it will just reveal that part. Imagine, okay, you wake up one morning, your husband has cancer, and 5 years later he's still down on
Oh
cancer.
my god.
What will you do? Because this is the same thing you apply in
Every man for
sacrifice for a
themselves.
parent. That's the
Every
thing.
man for themselves.
So I think we should actually develop a level of maybe tough skin, just looking forward, not looking forward to, but just believing or preparing ourselves just in case. Because you can't really tell. Children might not show you shaggy, but I've seen people who married very healthily. Like they were healthy when they got married, and a few years into marriage, one person became a vegetable. So how many partners will you change? What if the fifth partner still falls? You can just know that you're the
For the
one that
sake
is
of
cursed.